Good morning. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd. I still don't have a lunch menu, so let the suspense build. In our No Shave November food contest, we don't have a winner yet. Some late votes came in at the end of the day, meaning that we need a recount. We will certify the vote and give you the results tomorrow. And finally, no students or staff have a birthday today, so we'll kick this can down the road as well.
Hey everybody! So I'm coming to you from Sand Valley Golf Course, specifically on the Ridge Trail that goes around the course. Now, as the name implies, there's a huge amount of sand out here, running in dunes and like ridges that I'm walking on right now. Now, a lot of people associate this much sand with beaches and oceans, and not central Wisconsin. So how did all this sand get here?
Thousands of years ago, the glaciers covered much of the upper Midwest. By zooming in at Wisconsin, we noticed that most of northern and eastern Wisconsin was covered by the glaciers. Now back then, the Wisconsin River ran through central Wisconsin just like it does today. But right here where you see the red arrow, it came up against the glacier, which acted as a dam, which forced the water to back up and form Glacial Lake, Wisconsin. This map shows the modern borders of Glacial Lake, Wisconsin. Wisconsin Rapids and Nakusa are up at the north, with Warrens and Tomah over on the west, and down at the bottom part we see the Wisconsin Dells. Now, during the over 5,000 years that Glacial Lake, Wisconsin existed, the bottom started filling up with sand. That's because as the Wisconsin River flowed, it gradually eroded little bits of rock and dirt along with it, and then carried it down to the lake. Because Glacial Lake, Wisconsin was there for over 5,000 years, quite a bit of sand flowed down the river and started to build up on the lake bottom.
So it turns out having this much sand is perfect for creating golf courses. The game of golf actually started in Scotland, which has a bunch of coastal beaches and a bunch of sandy areas. And so even though you may associate really green, lush areas with golf, this type of golf course can only be done in a few places in the world, including, as it turns out, central Wisconsin. Now, because central Wisconsin is a former lake bottom with all that sand, that makes it a perfect area for other things, like growing cranberries and the swamps and the marshes that we have in this area. So even though the glaciers weren't actually here in central Wisconsin, the results of them formed much of the landscape and industries we have here today. So in the end, there's no real secret about how all these sand dunes came to be. The sand just accumulated at that lake bottom, grain by grain over time, until we have what we have here today. In a similar way, that's how we build our talents. You might look at somebody and say, oh, they're naturally good at school or naturally good at sports. Well, the truth is, they had to put the work in, grain by grain, work by work, until that all built up too. So today's challenge is to find something that you can start building up. It might be at school, it might be at home, whatever it is, just do a little bit, even if it's just a grain of sand, and that will keep piling up until you can do what you want to do. All right, you take care.